Buried 4 stories under Toronto's Rehabilitation Institute is what's called the Winter Lab, designed to make patients slip on ice. This state-of-the-art facility helps medical engineers test products and theories aimed at keeping people out of the rehab center above. This pod is one of 4 that are part of IDAPT, the brainchild of Jeff Fernie. His vision? If you build it, they will come. And they did. 250 staff are churning out ideas. This is now one of the world's most productive, innovative machines. 25 product patents and commercialized products on the way. This simulator is one of many here, using high-tech environments to solve real-world problems.
What we're going to do is that we're going to tip this winter, and we're going to make it into a hill, and we're going to do it on wet ice, because wet ice is the worst possible condition.
7 degrees, go ahead.
Making a difference is what drives Fernie, and while some of the innovations that come out of IDAPT are high-tech gadgets, problem-solving at the simplest level are also the name of the game. Moving a toilet away from a wall makes it easier to help an elderly patient onto it.
So the problem is that toilets are typically jammed between the vanity and the bathtub.
Widening stair treads can reduce falls and deaths by a dramatic amount. A one-of-a-kind alarm system for someone who has fallen.
If you fall over, you don't have to be able to press a button. It just notices you've fallen over, and it says, "Are you all right?"
Health and independence are 2 common themes. For an aging population, the work being done here is only going to get more important.
We do not study problems, we do not describe problems, we solve them. So we tackle about 200 problems a year. So we start off by observing situations, being involved in the hospital, being involved in the community, watching what is going on, and then identifying an opportunity to do something about it. So we know that a technology exists, we can bring it together with the problem. We then move quickly to some concept that we illustrate or we make a model of or something.
Do you have a preset process for getting from thought to thing?
Yeah, we use 2 ways of doing that quickly. One is we use technologies that make things quickly, design and make things quickly, and the other is that we use simulators. These are environments where we can try out ideas safely and quickly and move quickly from the laboratory to the real world.
At a cost of $36 million, they really are one of a kind in the world. Each pod can be lifted on and off the huge base that manipulates it, depending on the environment and experiment. Those range from the Winter Lab to a driving simulator, to a stairs lab, and something called the Falls Lab.
Now you did a neat little hop and a skip there. So what we do worry about is not only your ability to do it, but where should the handrail be? What height should it be?
I took a stab in the Falls Lab myself. Here, a simulator tries to knock you off balance. We lose balance as we age, but being pushed around like this can actually help older people regain some of their footing. This lab is also used to rehabilitate those recovering from injury and to predict better how people fall and where safety devices should be installed.
So when you walk around on it, I can see spikes.
Falling is a real scourge as you get older. When you've broken a hip as an older person, very few people get back to anything like their original ability.
I was coming up from my basement stairs. I really think I just plain lost my balance.
Karen Found lives alone and recently had a bad fall.
I ended up with a huge bump and bruise here and an enormous bump on the back of my head.
So Karen, why don't you start with single leg stance, so you can start whichever leg you want. We'll hold that for 30 seconds. Good. Just standing up nice and tall.
Here she does therapy for strength and balance, and the idea of using the Falls Lab to recover lost balance has obvious appeal.
Yes, and that would be wonderful, absolutely wonderful, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who needs to have the firm floor under her feet and know exactly where she's going to be putting her feet, that nothing's going to be moving.
Much of what goes on here is about independent living, but Fernie's work will also save lives. Andrew Sinclair discovered what his wife had known for years. He stops breathing in the night, several times a minute. Called sleep apnea, it's more common than many know. Many suffer from it, but only 10% are diagnosed. Yet because of the strain it places on the heart, it increases by 5 times the chances of heart attack and stroke. Sinclair happened to be working on commercializing an innovation Fernie developed to diagnose sleep apnea.
One of the problems is that if you want to be tested officially, it can take 6 to 12 months to get into a sleep lab.
So Sinclair tested himself in his home using Fernie's device and was shocked by what he found.
I was stopping breathing for 10 seconds more than once a minute during the night. So an incredibly high number.
Knowing he has sleep apnea, Sinclair has been able to start treatment which immediately lowers his chance of complications and even death.
We're talking about testing literally millions of people around the world within a few years.
This device will be commercialized soon. It's one of several IDAPT will bring to market in a model aimed at creating sustainable funding. Though the innovations that come from this lab will change millions of lives, it attracts less by way of donations than higher profile causes. Fernie hopes to change that too.
We're getting better at that, but people open their wallets more for cancer and kids and hearts than they do for rehabilitation, and we've got a challenge there, but I think they will. They will, because it affects a lot of people.
And while the sleep apnea device is prepared to hit the market, Fernie has moved on to tackle other problems with dozens of projects on the go, with one common goal for all of them. He says he's in the perfect place to do it.
Are there things that you're most proud of? Are there things that you sort of think, yes, that's why I'm here?
We've just changed the building code in Canada for stairs. They used to allow 8-inch treads, typically down to basements and things. Now at least they have to be 10 inches, so you can get more of your foot on it when you're going downstairs. Do you know that one event will reduce the deaths and serious injuries from falls down minimal stairs by a factor of 3? Huge. It will save a lot of lives, it will save a lot of head injuries, it will save a lot of misery. Just that one event. So, there's all sorts of little things you can take pride in.
And then it's back to work for Jeff Fernie, tackling problems big and small, one step at a time. Amanda Lang, CBC News, Toronto.
Oh no. Are you okay?